Hey everyone, welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your host, the Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 10ish minute review. First things first. So I've done a couple of trailer reactions, and one of them, Jot, got a lot of hits. Also, Push Patu, The Rule got a lot of hits. As a result of that, and Cully Singh's advice, thank you for that, Cully. As of this recording, the channel is at 261 subscribers. And that's about a week. It went from 190 to 261. That's a pretty big leap. So my goal was 250. We hit it. Now it's 261. So that's right. 300 is the next milestone. And with your help sharing these videos that you seem to enjoy, and I'm trying to figure out, I want to do more trailer reactions. The problem is, like, I did a trailer reaction for Fate H. I'm not sure if you pronounce it Fatah or Fate H, but apparently it was an old trailer, and people are telling me that there's a newer trailer, and I tried everywhere. I couldn't find it, and someone sent me a link, and it's not that much different than the one I did, so I don't know if I'll redo that one. But if you got any suggestions on a trailer that is out there, an official trailer that you want me to react to, leave it in the comment section. That's what it's there for. Okay, so this one is kind of a special one. This was a film I've wanted to watch for a while. This was recommended a long time ago, and I don't remember who recommended it. It's a Salman Khan film, and it hasn't been available for me to watch anywhere. And it ended up on YouTube with English subtitles. Now, I've said this before. Anytime I watch something on YouTube, it's not the best way to watch it. The auto generate subtitles doesn't always get the words right. This one did a pretty good job of it, though. There were a few things that were off, but not much. And the other thing that I hate is it pauses for those ads. So that's a pain in the neck. But I finally got to watch this film, and it is the 2015 Bajrangi Bhaijaan. Bajrangi Bhaijaan. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And of course, it means strongly built. And also, they use the term Bajrang Bali, which is the Lord Hanuman, the monkey, the monkey lord. Well, that plays a big role in this film. So it was directed by Kabir Khan, and I've seen a bunch of his stuff. 83, Phantom, and recently Kabul Express, which I really liked. Stars Salman Khan. Now, I'm a big fan of Salman Khan. I've seen a lot of his films. In fact, I went to see the third Tiger film in the movie theater. And a big fan. Sultan, Dabaang, although I wasn't a big fan of Dabaang. EK the Tiger. I don't consider him like an actor like an Amir Khan or even Shah Rukh Khan, I think is a better actor than him. But I like him a lot, and I really liked him in this. Also, one of my favorites, Kareena Kapoor, Three Idiots, Omkara, Asoka. Not a big role in this, kind of thankless role, beautiful as always. Also, his co-star, the little girl, Harshaali Malhotra, and this was her cinematic debut, and she was something else. I'll get into her in a second. Nawazuddin Siddigui, who I am a huge fan of, Gangs of Wasseypur, Sacred Games, Raman Raghav 2.0, and I have to say that this was unlike anything that I've seen him in. He always plays very intense, uh, nothing like this character. Let's put it this way. This role was completely different than anything that I've seen him in. Also, Rajesh Sharma, who I've seen in a bunch of things, Crew, Darlings, and Wild Wild Punjab, where he played an inspector, and in this he plays a cop also. A few things about the film. Salman Khan's role, Awan, was originally offered to Amir Khan, and he turned it down. It's inspired by two films, one in Telugu, which is Pasavadi Pranam, and a Malayalam film, Kazcha. Um, and there's some inspired by a true story I read, except it was a boy, not a girl, and it was actually Pakistan trying to get back. No, it was India. No, it was Pakistan trying to get back to India. So it was the reverse of this. So the story is actually pretty simple. A little girl, and she had a couple of names, but we'll use Mooney because that's what Pawan called her. Um, she's this cute little girl who lives in a village in the mountains of I think it's Kashmir in the Pakistan in Pakistan, and she almost has a tragic accident, and because of it, they want to go. I think to Delhi. I think that's where they were going to go because the mother has a passport. I think that's where it was, and she's deaf, not dumb, deaf. And this actress, by the way, was able to, without saying anything, was able to convey a lot with her eyes. These just big, she was adorable. Their chemistry was fantastic. I'm getting ahead of myself. So on the way, the mother and daughter, the girl gets left behind the train ride, and she ends up in I'm not sure the city they were in. It wasn't Mumbai, um, but ends up in India where she meets Salman Khan, and he realizes that she's alone, and he's trying to help her, at the Pakistani embassy. How can we get her back? Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. They don't know where she's from, but they figure out through things that she does. It's a pretty funny scene where there's a cricket match, Pakistan versus India, and his whole, her, Kareena Kapoor's whole family are rooting for India. And then when Pakistan hits a sixer, the little girl gets up and starts clapping, and they're all looking at her like, "What's this about?" And then there's another scene where they're praying in a temple, and she wants to go to a mosque and pray, and she does, and she puts the thing around her neck on her head, cover herself up. So they figure, and she eats chicken. Where in India the family won't eat meat, no meat at all. So, and very funny scenes around that, but they soon figure out where she's from. So now the movie turns into how is he going to get her back to Pakistan? Pakistan. I sound like Obama. Pakistan. Pakistan. Um, and because he doesn't have a passport, he doesn't have a visa to get in. So how is he going to be able to do this? And he feels like, again, because he's the protector, Lord Human Hanuman. He's the protector, and he's gonna get her back. And there's a love interest. Kareena Kapoor is a love interest, but that really doesn't go anywhere. It's really a story about these two. Um, and then the rest of the movie is that journey into Pakistan and getting her back to her family. And that really is the story. Um, so I'm going to give the story a 4. Now, I will say that the director the director definitely this reminds me of like some Shah Rukh Khan films too, where there's really nobody's a bad guy. So in the conflict between India and Pakistan, there's not really a bad guy. And we all need to just get along. And they did make a point of conveying that the people, when they get to Pakistan, the Muslims who he interacts with are much more accommodating than the Indians to her as a Muslim. And there was a big contrast there. And the story really is about the the people in Pakistan are good people who ultimately want to help these two. One, get her into Pakistan, and also get him back to India because, again, remember, he doesn't have a passport, doesn't have a visa, and in Pakistan, if you get caught like that, I'm sure it's not quite the way this portrays it. So that was kind of interesting, and I've noticed that in a lot of Shah Rukh Khan films. Even Amir Khan does it, which is, like, it's a good thing because, yeah, there are bad people. There are bad people, right? And there are probably bad people on both sides, but the majority of people are probably good people who uh, who want to do the right thing. So I kind of like that, but there were things in this, the where it was filmed, once they like, it even opens up in these beautiful mountains. I guess, again, I guess it's Kashmir. uh, just beautiful landscapes like I've never seen before. And when they get into Pakistan, when they go across the desert, beautifully shot, and the climax of it is just, I think they shot at 10,000 feet above sea level near a glacier. Um, in fact, what was it? It was Sonmarg. And they also had 7,000 extras for that scene. But there were things in it that, like, oh, I haven't talked about performances yet, which I'll get to. Um, I'll tell you, there were scenes in this film, like when when she was left on the train and the train's going away, and she can't speak, and she's sitting there. It's at night, and she's waving to the train. She can see the mother in the window. Oh my God, that was just, it was heartbreaking. I couldn't believe it. This movie, I got emotional, like, at the end, like I couldn't believe. And it's a long movie, and it's not perfect because I think they could have trimmed quite a bit of it, and I think it would have even packed more emotional punch. I really do. But I'm not criticizing the film because when you get to that ending, well, I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. Um, it's a very funny movie. You know what I'll say? It's a sweet movie. It really is a really sweet movie with a lot of heart. And there's only one time where it gets a little rough, when he gets captured, because he actually takes off so she and a reporter played by Siddiqui can get away. And he gets pretty beat up in the prison. And that scene is pretty rough. And I understand they cut it way down too from what it originally was. But other than that, even the police who are chasing him, I'm not going to say they were totally comedic, but it wasn't deadly serious. Even people they meet, like, when he crossed the border, the guards, when they cross the first time and when they cross the second time, are not bad people, and they have hearts. So I like that because, in these movies there's tonal shifts that take it in a completely different direction, and it didn't do that. And there were action scenes. There's a scene where he gets someone, a travel agent, to take her to Pakistan, and he gets her a gift and follows them. She ends up in a whorehouse, and he saves her and throws people out the window. It's a great scene. Um, and I also, Siddiqui, Nawazuddin. I'm a big fan of his, and he plays a reporter named Shande. I want to get this right because he's based on a real person. Oh yeah, uh, Shande Nawab. That name is, and the character is based on an actual Pakistani reporter who shot something and it ended up going viral. And that's what this his reporter is based on. He was so good in this, and he's really the one that first wants the big story and tries to turn him in, and then realizes what's happening and makes it the cause celeb. He's the one that got a video out to Pakistan so that they would all support what Pawan was trying to do. And so he was wonderful, and he was so likable and funny. What he's doing is he's fixing his hair for the show. unlike all these intense characters that he plays in all the other films. So I thought he was wonderful in this. And I'm not really giving much of the story because I think most of you probably seen it because a lot of people talk about it. But I got to tell you this, and you know what? I'll talk about it after I do the performances. I'm going to give the performances a four. Um, Salman Khan, I don't think he's the greatest actor in the world, and I really do like his movies. But out of all the movies that I've seen, I think this is his best performance because he does a lot of big over the top stuff, which is kind of his thing. He didn't in this movie, and he was honest. He wouldn't lie, even with guns pointed at him. He cared deeply about this little girl and wanted to make sure that she got back home. And like Shah Rukh Khan does films and he's crying all the time. Salman Khan doesn't do that, but when he did do it, it had a lot of impact, especially at the climax of this film. And Siddiqui was fantastic in this, and he doesn't show up till halfway through. I don't think it was before the interval, but he was wonderful. And the little girl, first film, and I don't know if she's done anything since, but she was incredible. This little girl and the facial expressions, and she was funny. They used her for some schemes, and she was a little thief and got caught, and she was all embarrassed. Um, she was, I mean, and their chemistry was unbelievable. So I'm going to give it a four, and I have to say this too about the climax. Was it contrived? Yeah. Was it unbelievable? Yeah, it was. But as I'm watching it, and I swear to you, this happened, I've got tears streaming down my face as I'm watching it. And you knew exactly what was going to happen. It wasn't like it was like this big surprise. And I also say, when she at the end when she spoke, I thought, yeah, okay, that was, a nice plot contrivance. But having said that, I'm literally streaming tears. Like I'm sitting there going, what the heck? And I could feel it building and building and building. And then finally, it just started coming down. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how much I'm affected by this. That's how amazing that climax was. And yes, you can pick it apart for realism, but when she runs to him and he picks her up and it's a freeze frame and all these Pakistani people on one side, Indian people on the other side, and the soldiers, have a heart. They're going to let them go through. It was incredible. And if you haven't seen, and I'm giving away the end of the film, and if you haven't seen it, I don't think it'll matter. I think you'll be affected the exact same way. It was incredible how emotional it was. It really was. And I'm not, there's only been a few movies I felt that way. Like Stars on Earth was one. I definitely got emotional at the end when the kid looked at his own picture. But this one was like, geez, I couldn't believe it. So, and as far as the music goes, the music was spot on. I mean, there was a couple musical numbers, like his introduction was at a celebration of the Lord Hanuman, and it was called the Selfie Song. That's where he gets introduced. Great introduction. And there was another song they did that I thought was funny. A lot of people were crushing it on the reviews. Was the chicken song because she eats chicken and they won't eat chicken, so they're trying to get it eat because she's all depressed, and they do this whole chicken song. It was kind of funny, but the rest of the songs were heartfelt. They weren't like, okay, let's stop everything and do a huge musical number. They did that with the first two songs, but it was appropriate for what they were trying to do. The rest of the songs really fit the storyline and the lyrics. Again, as much as the lyrics were right in the subtitles, uh, they really advanced the story and helped with the drama. So I really like the music. I'm going to give the music a four, where I usually give threes, but they were four. So overall, um, it doesn't average out this way, but I'm going to give the movie a five because I really a movie that can affect me as much as this one did at the end of the movie. I mean, I had to get some tissue. That's how bad the tears were. I swear to you, that happened. So it was I'm glad I finally got to watch this thing, and now I understand. And this was a monster hit for Salman Khan. I mean, it was huge. And I'm doing a lot more research on him, and I didn't realize. I know he's a big star. I didn't realize how big a star he is, and how many careers he's impacted. Um, so I'm going to watch more of his stuff too. And again, I want to be honest. I don't think he's the greatest actor compared to some of these other guys that I've seen. Like even Siddiqui, I think is a better actor. But for the type of roles he plays, and especially this one, I think this was his best one that I've seen. So whoever told me to watch that a long time ago, thank you, because I really like this one a lot. So that's my review of this film. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Were you like me at the end, or were you rolling your eyes? Because I'm sure there are two sides to that climax. But I got to tell you, for me, oh my God. All right. So that's it. We're going to keep this ball rolling because we're going to hit 300, right? And Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. And you know what would be a great Christmas gift? 300 subscribers would be an amazing Christmas gift. So because of that, why don't you subscribe? Hit the notification button, hit the like button, share. In the spirit of Christmas, share. That's it, everybody. We'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with another trailer or a 10-minute review. Thanks a lot.